Bliss, love, and lavender royal family. I'm NubiaKSade, and happy new month. It's November. Hola, ¿cómo está? From Colombia, Medellin. If you want to know what feminine mastery actually is and how you can level up your romantic life, your personal confidence, and your boss, business, babe energy, your leadership in the workplace, or just in general, you want to feel more alive. I want to mention something really quickly. We are connected to these devices, laptops, Apple Watches, cell phones, and the more connected we are to technology, it's amazing because we get a chance to do a lot of things. We get a chance to connect like this. We get a chance to make life a little bit more easier. However, if you are not careful, you will become artificial. You ever go to the store and you see two snacks? You see one that's artificially flavored, then you see one that's naturally flavored. Go for the naturally flavored one because you want to always remain in your natural element, which is femininity. And femininity is not linear, it is not one-dimensional, it is multi-dimensional. And I'm going to actually tell you and share with you the 3 levels of feminine mastery. So that way you can be able to feel that femininity no matter how it looks for you. Femininity is not just about wearing pink or speaking softly. It is about being immersed in your authentic, delicious, creative, nurturing self. So we're going to get into it. It's a little hot in here. So YouTube, if you are watching this video, comment, like, subscribe, all the YouTube things. I'm still understanding exactly how all of that works, but feel free to subscribe because there will be more videos on feminine mastery, feminine leadership, feminine emotional intelligence, feminine signature styling on the way. So go ahead on and subscribe. And then Instagram, same. If you're interested in my 3-day feminine mastery challenge, click the link in my bio. It's the only link in my bio. To register, we go live November 12th. Level 1, feminine influence. Let me tell you what feminine influence is not, and then we're going to talk about how you can move into feminine influence. So feminine influence is feminine influence is not, right? It's not feeling natural, right? So lacking empathy, being disconnected from your true self, your true feelings, including your intuition. I remember I had someone ask me like, how do I feel my intuition more? Or how do I increase my intuition? And I told her, I said, how well do you trust yourself? And if you think about trusting yourself, you have to actually know yourself to trust yourself. And so, as we did some work, we were able to unravel some things that were pulling away from the trust that she has in herself. And this is how you start to increase your intuition, by actually listening to your intuition and knowing what to do with your intuition. So there's intuition and then there's discernment. Intuition is knowing that you know what you know without even knowing how you know, but you know that you know. That's intuition. It's usually a gut feeling or a heart feeling, and it's typically your first thought, your first mind. Discernment is knowing what to do with that intuition. What do you do with the data that you just got from your intuition? So just keep that in mind. So lacking empathy, there's really no depth in your romantic relationships. There's a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of unmet needs, lack of fulfillment, emotional isolation, or being drained, which can usually breed resentment, loneliness, or even anxiety or depression. And also, if you're in leadership, you may face more resistance with trying to lead your team. And you may also have like some struggles with long-term relationships. Without feminine influence, relationships may feel cold, competitive, or draining. So the power of feminine influence allows you to know how to create win-win situations. This is a collaborative, cooperative, fulfilling skill. Now, in level 1 of feminine mastery, feminine influence Again, it allows you to have that emotional embodiment that trickles into everything that you do, romantically, career, business, parenting, family. And so increasing the intelligence in your energy and motion, that's your EQ, is going to start with you discovering more ways of self-expression. So this is emotional embodiment, exercises. I have something called feminine dance therapy that I teach women on how to infuse trauma release with sensual dance. It's one of the most delicious projects I've ever worked on. I absolutely love feminine dance therapy. Shadow work, mirror work, meditation. This is how you increase your feminine influence by number one, becoming more aware of yourself so that way you can trust yourself better, and then you can embody your confidence at a deeper level. Level 2, feminine communication. So we got feminine mastery in its totality, and there's 3 levels. Feminine influence was number 1, and we just talked about that, and then feminine communication. Now, feminine communication is used when you are doing public speaking. It's used when you are on camera. It's used when you are navigating conflict resolution, right? It's used when you are in relationships and you're navigating relationships. You want to feel understood. So the opposite of feminine communication is very rigid. It's very forced. This is a type of communication that like tends to focus on solely asserting your point, like being right, like dominating the conversation. Like the win, just to be clear, the win in any conversation is ascension. It's not being right, it's not being wrong, it's ascending, it's progression. You want to progress. If you think of communication, you think of commune, come together to do something, communicate, converse. I'm conversing words with you, and we're coming together to do that. So the ultimate goal is progression. Even if I have to say I apologize, even if I'm the one who's wrong, as long as we can progress. That's a mindset of feminine communication. So that also translates in the way that you are speaking and how you're delivering your messages. So interrupting, dominating, dismissing others' perspectives, like without feminine communication, conversations can feel like debates, battles, right? And this can lead to unproductive interactions. Whether, you are being seen and heard, they're being seen and heard. If you both are seen and heard, that's the win. This is harmful in romantic relationships because if neither person is feeling seen or heard, you typically start to drift off. The emotional connection starts to drift off. So level 2, feminine communication is transforming you into a higher level communicator, because you want to develop the way you present yourself so that way you're seen, heard, and understood, but also life becomes more enjoyable, right? Life becomes more enjoyable. If you think about life, you don't do life, you feel life. I remember it was this one quote. I heard it maybe 5 years ago. It said, do you agree that life is a combination of moments? I say, yeah, I agree. And so if we agree that life is a combination of moments, if we have better moments, we'll have a better life. No brainer, right? And it sounds so simple. But when you are having conversations and you get to the goal, the win, the trophy, the prize, which is progression, the quality of your life feels good. You feel good. That moment becomes a win. So, better moments, better life, right? So that's feminine communication, level 2. So we got level 1, feminine influence, and this is not in order, but these are the different tiers. Level 1, feminine communication. Level 1, feminine influence. Level 2, feminine communication. And then level 3, feminine leadership. So This goes into what I was saying about things feeling artificial. When you're striving for productivity at the expense of your well-being, that's the opposite of feminine leadership. If you feel like you have to mask your true self and you feel artificial, this makes you struggle with burnout, disconnecting you from your emotions. And this is probably why you lack enthusiasm or innovation. Let me tell you a great phenomenal power that we all have. The ability to create, the ability to be creative. And combine, that's why I love the law of Dharma. Combine our creativeness, our passion, the things that make us feel all warm inside, the things that we're really good at. It could be the arts, it could be singing, it could be, we have some really unique gifts, but combining your gifts to align with the purpose that you're already in, you're already deployed in your purpose. But the way I've learned how to live life with flavor and seasoning is to incorporate the things that I absolutely enjoy, and I already do. I remember maybe a few years ago, I created an academy called the Feminine Dance Therapy Academy. And in this academy was so much dancing, healing, sensuality. I infused trauma release with sensual dance and chef's kiss. It was incredible, and it brought forth massive transformation out of every single woman who did it, no matter if she just did it one time. Her first time, instant transformation, epiphany, shedding, releasing, confidence through the roof, esteem, transformed. So while I was doing that and teaching that, and I would do sensual dance classes and in Atlanta, Georgia, and then on my retreats, I would do a sensual dance segment. I could not tell you the way I felt. Like the way I felt, it was very satisfying. It's very delicious. It's very delicious. And, I say that to say there's something very unique about you that you totally enjoy. And that uniqueness can be merged in some way, somehow, it can be merged with the purpose that you are already in. It's your responsibility to find out how to integrate that. So feminine leadership looks like having a signature style and persona about yourself that makes you compelling and make people actually want to follow you, follow what you got going on. And leadership looks like in corporate, leadership looks like being an entrepreneur, because if you are an entrepreneur, you are in leadership, right? If you are an influencer, you are in leadership. If you are a content creator, you are in leadership. So having your uniqueness shine is absolutely in alignment with feminine leadership. I was in Panama maybe like a week ago. I was in Panama, right? And it was this guy. He was very dark, just like me, but he was Panamanian. So he barely spoke English. But anyway, he was asking me where I was from, because people always try to guess. Are you Caribbean? Are you African? Are you Dominican? Da, 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 right? And so I said, I told him where I was from, my culture. And he said, you don't look like them. I said, who's them? He said, oh, you don't look like them. He said, he said, this is exactly what he did. And I'm saying this to prove, like, make a point. He said, this is exactly what he did. And I wanted to be insulted so bad, but he was so serious. So I could not do nothing but laugh. He said, oh, pretty much you're kind. blonde hair. It's like, what was all of that? So I've been studying communication for so long, I understand body language. So all in all, he was saying the lashes, we all look the same because we all have the long lashes, the very long nails, and the blonde hair to the floor. And I understood that he was attempting to give me a compliment, right? Because he was like, "You're so natural." I'm like, "Okay, but you throwing shade on my girls though. You know, I can't take the compliment with the shade. Hold on, wait a minute, right?" But I say that to say, so often we can fall into the trap of looking like something, and that something it isn't coming from a place of I look like this or I want to look like this because it makes me feel more like myself. It's usually tied into an image that we're fed. And so, as being a feminine leader, it is very important to have your own style, like your own style. And if you want to get a little hint of how to fall back in alignment with your own style, think of how you used to dress when you were like 17, like 16, 17. Now, you wouldn't dress like that now, but that's when you were probably really in your own style. Oh my goodness. I remember 16, 17. I had the bangles, like the African bangles, the African beads. I wore like the African earrings. I wore very long braids. By trade, I'm a beautician. And so I would always braid my own hair. I would braid my hair down to my ankles. I would use the braiding hair. And I would braid it down to my ankles. And I had red hair. I was a redhead. I had red hair. I was this chocolate cherry top, very long hair, chocolate cherry with just so much expression coming out of everything that I wore. It was super intricate. Like even now, like what my bags and things, just it has to be it like when I look at it, it has to make me say, wow. My very first book that I wrote was Healing to Healed. It was a 10-step guide to help women go from healing, the ideal of healing, being stuck in a healing process, to actually graduating yourself to a new healed life. And number 5 of those 10 steps was throw out anything that doesn't wow you. Go into your closet right now and throw out anything that doesn't make you say, wow, ooh, that's cute. That's me right there. And you will find we have so many, like so much in between clothes. I believe our clothes should be tiered in 4 tiers. Number 1, bedwear. Now, this can look like whatever makes you comfortable. For me, it has to look like satin. It has to look like satin and lingerie. It makes me happy. It's just my thing that I like, I enjoy. That's tier 1. So your robes, your headwear, like I use satin scarves for my hair. I don't use bonnets. I don't use bonnets because bonnets just got this like funny like thing about it. It's funny feel about it to me. It just doesn't look elegant. And I'm not going to bed to look elegant, but I like to look at myself. And it's not about pleasing your man or your spouse or anything like that, but it's like I love to look at myself. I enjoy the way I look. So when I walk past the mirror, I get hypnotized most times. And that's how you should feel about you all the time, even if it's just going to bed. So I say that to say that's tier 1. Okay, tier 2 is fit and fine wear. This is when you are working out, you're doing your yoga, you're going for a walk. This is the drip that you put on. That typically looks like workout outfits, You may maybe some cute sweats or some joggers or whatever, right? Sports bras, something that you wear that is only for when you work out. So that's two. So number one, we got sleepwear. Then number two, we have fit and fine wear. Number three, this is feminine wear. Feminine wear. So these are your dresses. These are whatever it is that you feel is a part of your feminine authenticity. Excuse me. Now there's several different archetypes, right? You may be like the sporty. I know I have a client who she's like a mystical tech woman. So she has her glasses on, and when she does her feminine wear, like she has her glasses on. Her hair is curly. She has on a blazer and maybe a blouse. She has on a loose skirt. That's her style. That's her thing, right? If you are more of a mystical woman, maybe you wear a lot of, they call them muumuus, but a lot of flowing wear. You like to feel the breeze, like you like for your clothes to fit, but to flow and be fit and flowy. So a lot of maxi dresses, a lot of flowy dresses, a lot of flowy material. So that's the mystical side of you, right? Or you may be a maiden who's very playful. You like your mini skirts. Okay. You like your cute, like scrunchy tops. You like your big, maybe hoop earrings. Maiden, playful, playful. That's the maiden energy, right? Or you may be a queen. You may be a queen energy, like dominantly your queen. So you may want to dress like a queen. So that's my go-to, queen. Now I have different levels of queen. So right now it's queen, but you know, it's on the it's on the chill side of queen, but it's gonna be queen though, right? So you have to identify what it is for you. And of course, there's plenty more archetypes that you will be able to understand more of your unique style with just seeing the different elements and the different fabrics that can make you you. So I said it to say, have you a unique style, a unique presence about yourself, and this will increase your ability to influence and lead. So we got feminine influence, feminine communication, and feminine leadership. You get these three things right, that's feminine mastery. Now, there's so many layers to it. In feminine influence, you got parenting, you got romance, you got energy and motion, you got EQ, you got all these deeper things that help you cultivate that feminine influence. Feminine communication, it gets deeper. It's strategic positioning when you're speaking. It's the word choice that you use. It's the breath that you use when you are speaking. It's your body language. It gets deep. Feminine leadership as well. Creative business development, really infusing the law of Dharma into everything you do. That gets even more deep. So this is the reason why I'm holding a 3-day feminine mastery challenge. This 3-day feminine mastery challenge, it's called a challenge because it is strategically positioned for you to challenge your stagnant, misaligned, unfulfilling thoughts around your uniqueness, around your femininity, around your voice, around your power, around your presence, around your value, around your vulnerability, around your identity, any of the beliefs, the thoughts, the concepts We're challenging them. 3 days. We start November 12th, 13th, 14th, 7 p.m. Eastern. Every day, each one of those days, November 12th, November 13th, and November 14th. Each day we go live at 7 p.m. Recordings are available. If you are late or if you miss any of them, you will have the recordings. But this 3-day Feminine Mastery Challenge is in alignment with feminine mastery and the 3 tiers of feminine mastery: feminine influence, feminine communication, and feminine leadership. Everything that I talked about today, but on a higher level. So to learn more, if you're on Instagram, it's the first link, well, the only link in my bio. You can click that link to register. Tickets are $197 for the 3 days. YouTube, I will have a link here as well. Tickets are $197, 3 days, full embodiment, challenging everything you think you know about your femininity. So get ready for feminine mastery. I'm looking forward to this whole entire experience. And wherever you are on the planet right now, I affirm that you are well, happy, and using this season of Scorpio to transform. All right. Love you. Peace.